as you can see arrayed before you, we have 7 of the 8 people who are running for 3-year terms on the Freeholder Board. And what we've tried to do this year, a bit differently, is to provide you with a little background, as we did the candidates, on what it is that we're going to do in terms of both format and also in terms of specific questions. But there's one major change that we're doing. We're going to do yes or no questions on about 8 questions on a pretty rapid pace, which I think will be very interesting to see. Don't you think that's going to be interesting?
Yes.
We actually had pretty good buy-in from the candidates on the format. We'll put on our website, I can't guarantee it's going to be there tomorrow, pretty quickly, the results of this forum in video form, and in terms of sort of arraying sort of what has happened in this meeting. We're very excited to have, as I said, 7 of the 8 candidates, and we're going to do something a little unusual. As if you've been attending the other sets of debates, there are only 2 actually for any of the county candidates, the ones that the League of Women Voters have had over the course of the last about month and a half, and then we believe anyhow that this is the ultimate, this is the final place where the public can see what it is that their candidates are saying about what the offices for which they're running. With that as background, I'm going to get right into it by making sure that everybody does have a copy of the questions. And as you hear the questions, we hope you'll look and sort of see what it is that we've sort of added to it as both background and elaboration. We'll begin with the single most important county issue from the point of view of these freeholders, on which freeholders have a voice. Which one do you commit to making your highest priority if you're elected? And what result on that issue should Bergen residents expect 3 years from now? And with that, we'll start with Samaroso. 60 seconds each.
I am Mary Amoroso. I'm a Mahwah councilwoman, a former journalist, a wife, mother of 4, grandmother of 2. Certainly the most burning issue in Bergen County government today is the future of Bergen Regional Medical Center, with the contract of the current operator expiring in March of 2017. Intertwined with Bergen Regional's future is the terrible scourge of the heroin epidemic killing our citizens. We must have a good contract with good operators whose prime mission is the public health, both physical and mental, and who are on the front line with law enforcement and educators fighting the heroin epidemic. We've got to get rid of the mentality that Bergen Regional is primarily a profit opportunity for some company. Never again. But being a freeholder is not a one-issue job. I pledge to multitask, to hold taxes and spending in line while making sure our citizens are connected to education, senior services, social services, consumer protection, veteran services, county parks, everything the county offers that people need and want. Thank you.
We're going to hold our applause until the very end tonight, folks. Thank you. Mara Nicola, freeholder.
Thank you, and good evening. I want to thank Bergen Grassroots for giving us another opportunity here. I've come here this evening with 25 years of experience in education and public service as a councilwoman, a mayor, and these last 6 years as a freeholder. I have a proven record of getting things done and, importantly, working with people across our county, because as you know, no one does this alone. In all I do, I've committed myself to being a voice for the taxpayers, speaking up and asking the right questions, whether for seniors, veterans, those with disabilities, all our families, and our children. So the single greatest issue I see and going forward and championing in the past is openness and transparency. Finding a balance on the board, because that essentially covers everything. Fiscal management, contracts, bids, proposals, preventing pay-to-play, keeping an eye on capital spending, hiring practices, making sure that government doesn't become a family business with taxpayer money. Also projects, long and short-term planning, keeping an eye on what we're doing with our debt service, because without openness and transparency, that's when government runs away with us. Spending, waste, a disconnect with the taxpayer, and priorities then aren't set for the citizens and what they want, and most importantly, what you need. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. DiDio.
Good evening and thank you. There's many issues facing Bergen County. The heroin epidemic, high taxes, and the revitalization of our county parks. The issue that I'd like to speak about is property taxes because that affects each and every one of us. We need to reduce property taxes and reduce the burden on our taxpayers and our citizens within Bergen County. We need to restore fiscal responsibility to our government. This is crucial for all residents, especially our young families, our veterans, and while I don't consider myself a senior, I am. I'm in my 60s and a member of AARP. We must be fiscally responsible and put an end to excessive taxing of our residents. I've met so many families who have been negatively impacted by the high property taxes in Bergen County. During the 4 years when Republicans controlled the Freeholder Board, our county taxes were stable, and in fact, 1 year there was a 0% increase. Overtaxing is a significant issue that requires immediate action. I'm committed to conducting audits, reducing waste, implementing various cost-effective measures in the county, as I've done in my hometown of Closter. In Closter, we met the mandate and actually have reduced taxes significantly to our residents. I look forward to your support in November and appreciate the opportunity to work for you.
Nice job.
Mr. Driscoll.
Thank you. I want to thank Bergen Grassroots for holding this forum. Thank you, Chuck, for being here tonight. My name is John Driscoll. I was your freeholder from 2009 to 2012 and your chairman in 2011. I'm looking at the same scenario as 2009 when I walked in the door. Freeholder Hermanson and myself walked in at a 5-2 minority, and we worked very well with Democrat majority to get things accomplished. It's just simply it was just an act of respect and simple mathematics, 5 to 2. You know, you gotta look at that aspect too. But I look at my opponents tonight, and it's real simple. We all up here all want to help people. We just have different ways of doing it. That's all. My opponents want to go down River Road to get to One Bergen Plaza. I want to go down Essex Street. It's just a different way to get the same result of helping people. That's all it is. Everybody wants to help somebody. I'm proud when I was on the board, we created the first flood advisory board that had mayors on it from various municipalities around Bergen County to addressing the flooding needs in Bergen County. And as a freeholder, your job is 24/7. I remember getting phone calls 11:30 at night when Lowe's and Slope busted through down the Little Ferry, and the Milwaukee police were getting pulled out through a broken window at the bottom of the door to get them out of the municipal building because they were stuck in there. 5 in the morning, I headed my way down there, met the Little Ferry mayor. We drove around Little Ferry, saw what was going on, and I concentrated on that town because that's the town I grew up in, so I knew it extremely well. I knew the roads that flooded, I knew the roads that didn't flood. And in that storm, believe me, there were places I never saw water in 40 years of living in that town. But we have to address our flooding problem in Bergen County. But also Bergen Regional needs to be addressed. And we do need a good contract that benefits the people, and more importantly, the patients of Bergen County, Bergen Regional.
Thank you. Ms. Ortiz.
I want to thank the Bergen Grassroots for hosting the forum this evening. My name is Jermaine Ortiz. I reside in Emerson with my husband and 2 daughters. I currently serve as a trustee at Bergen Community College and on the Emerson Land and Use Board. I also serve on the Palisades Park Board of Education and Council. I have worked as a financial analyst for 2 mutual funds for over 23 years. With my financial expertise, I want to be a voice for our taxpayers to make sure we continue to save money while investing in critical services and programs, including those for our families, seniors, and veterans. There are many issues that concern me, but investing in our children's future is my #1 priority. As a freeholder, I want to make sure that our Bergen County students continue to get a top-tier education and that Bergen Community College continues to be an affordable education to our residents. I moved to Bergen County because of many reasons. Like I said, education, beautiful parks, it's all the services that they offer, and I can't imagine not living in Bergen County. I love it. I want to be here to serve the resident, and with our combined experience, I'm confident that that Bergen County will have a brighter future. Thank you.
Mr. Roman.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Pete. I'm your Libertarian candidate for Freeholder here. If you were at the last debate, you would have, if you closed your eyes and you listened to Democrats versus Republicans, you really couldn't tell the difference between which one was Democrat, which one was Republican. I was the only one that put forth some real values when it came to proposing tax cuts. If you're looking for tax cuts, I proposed in the last debate, and I'm standing by it right now, if it were up to me, I would defund Bergen Community College. I know, the gasps. Okay, we can get back to that. Okay, hope somebody else later on asks a question about that. If it were up to me, I would sell Bergen Regional Medical Center. Take that money from that, put half of it towards debt, the other half towards operational costs. I was also the person that said I would not pay for any kind of marketing campaigns to promote the county. I was also the person that said that I would do the job pro bono, I would do it for free. Now, we used to have a Republican Party around here that used to be all for fiscal conservatism. But the past couple of years, things have changed in this county. For example, in 2015, the 2 Republican freeholders, they both voted in favor of a big tax increase. Okay, one of them was running for re-election here again. In 2016, this year, only one voted for it, but still, one Republican voted for a tax increase, and the other one didn't because it's an election year. Now, if the Republican Party is abandoning its platform of being fiscally conservative, I'm the last candidate left. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Sullivan?
Thank you. I always love going after Pete. I love it. If it was up to Pete, we'd still be riding horses, right, Pete? Good man. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tom Sullivan. I've been a freeholder since January of 2015. I was appointed to take the place of our county executive, Jim Tedesco. I'm running for re-election because I believe in the future of Bergen County, and I also like to give back to my community. I previously served on 2 different town councils. From 1998 to 2002, I served in Bergenfield, where I was a council president in 2001. And from 2005 to 2007, I had the pleasure of moving to Montvale and serving as a councilman there, where I currently reside with my wife and 3 daughters. That's right, 4 women and me. That's good. I don't believe that there's one priority issue in the coming 3 years. I believe there's a lot of issues that we need to prioritize. Taxes, heroin, shared service, traffic. These are all issues that need to be addressed, and they all deserve equal importance. One of the more pressing needs, obviously, is heroin. The heroin epidemic is running rampant here in Bergen County. Freeholder Forum and Freeholder Forum, myself, petitioned Bergen Regional to add more detox beds, which they did. They started with 10. We got 12 more. We have 22 new beds in the last year and a half. Well, that's action. And we need to continue to hold the line on taxes. We need to be fiscally responsible, which we have been. We inherited some bad situations where we had bipartisan support on our budget, and we came to a conclusion like people do as adults. And that's what we did, and that's what we're going to continue to do. And if I am re-elected, I want to expand our opportunities for our vocational schools and apprenticeship programs to give people that don't have the wherewithal to go to college or don't have the means an opportunity to get out in the world and learn a trade. And with my experience as an electrician, I believe these are one thing I can accomplish. Thank you.
Thank you.